Hi,
Hello, how are you?
I'm good, and you?
Awesome.
Where are you joining us from?
I'm in Panama right now, but I'm located in Ottawa.
Oh, okay. Did you move to Panama or you
Well,
just went
well,
out?
that's the plan. Yes, I am heading out there, relocating soon, but I'm here right now.
Oh, okay. So how's it going? How long have you been in sub to?
Um, a year, 1 year.
Oh, okay. So
And
how's
you?
it going? And I think I've been there like almost 3 years now.
All right, good.
Yeah. Hi,
Oh,
Mike.
Good evening.
Good
yeah.
evening.
How are you?
I'm well. Uh, I is it your Mike I have a meeting with on Monday or now?
No, not me.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Okay. I know I have a meeting with a mic.
Oh, you have a meeting with a mic?
With another mic. So that was what I was asking. If
Okay,
that
okay,
was you.
okay. Cool. Cool.
So where are you based in Canada? What part of Canada are
I'm
you
in
in?
the Toronto area. I'm in the Toronto area. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. What about
That's good
yourself?
to
Where
know.
are you based at?
Right now I'm sitting in Edmonton. So
Oh,
yeah.
okay. Okay. All right. All
So
right.
I have lived in Edmonton for this has been 11 years. So
Wow.
yeah, this is my 11th year, yeah.
Okay. Are you
How long have you been in sub to?
not under a year? Like just
Oh, okay.
I'll be a year in the end of April. I'll be a year.
Okay. And you've
Yeah.
been able to do some deals?
Mm.
I haven't secured anything yet. I got close. I put some offers on things most recently. Got a couple rejected, but I'm working. I'm working towards it. I
Okay.
did a lot of networking, just kind of
Mhm.
like trying to engage myself in the community and just kind of integrate myself a little bit.
How
Yeah.
did
Um,
you find it? How have you? I'm Elizabeth. I'm located in Ottawa, but I'm in Panama right now because I'm
Hi,
relocating
Elizabeth.
to Panama. Hello. Been in
Nice to
Subto for
meet you.
1 year. You too.
Okay, okay. Yeah, I've done deals in Canada. I've done a lot of fix and flips here. I've
Oh,
done multiple over the past couple of years. So, yeah, like I would like to do that in America, like in the US. I worked with a couple lenders, and
Mhm.
they, kind of gave me the runaround just due to
Mhm.
the fact that I'm Canadian and I don't have credit. And they asked me to get with my family members to credit sponsor me and things like that. So I've been trying to network to find. I have got in contact with a few lenders that have told me that they can work directly with me.
Wise, I think it's Wise or Wiz. They're pretty good.
Okay, okay. I
I think
got
it's WIZ something,
one called
WIZT, something like that. Yeah.
I don't know one called Flipco.
okay. No, I don't. I think the what Elizabeth was saying is about, is it was? I think they're
I think
called
it's
was.
yeah. There's one of those lenders. Is it with a W, Walls or something
Oh,
like that?
Waltz. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah.
They,
Was, yeah.
from what I understand, you have to have a 30% down payment with them.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah.
20 to 30 all depends on the acquisition. All depends on what the percentage you're looking for. I think they go up to 75%, and it all depends on the acquisition itself.
Yeah, that's what I was under the impression as well. That's what that's what I was told is 20 to 30% down. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Like
Which
any
I
other institution.
which is a little hefty in my opinion, right? Like if we're trying to get in sometimes with as little money down as possible or creative
Mhm.
deals, right? I'm looking for lower entry. Like I'm okay
But
with, but like I'm looking for lenders that are not looking for 30% down, to be honest. Like
as a Canadian, without any leverage.
Sorry, we've been chatting.
not yeah, not that there's no leverage. I mean, if you think about it, right? If I'm putting 20% down on a $200,000 property, that's still skin in the game, right? So
We're getting more people joining, so we're just going to give them probably 2 or 3 more minutes, and then we kickstart. I know it's a little bit late, dinner time on the Eastern time, for those of us that are ahead. So we just give people about 2 more minutes, and then we kind of have a run around that. That's it. You're welcome. Hi, Aaron. Where are you joining us from?
Hey, Kemi. It's me, Arun, and I have my partner Shrikant over here. We are joining from Toronto, Canada.
Okay, a lot of Toronto in the house.
Yep. So looking forward. This is a point of interest. What we have been just chatting about, and thanks a lot, Kemi, for organizing this. Really appreciate your
Yeah, I
effort.
look forward to sharing what I've experienced myself, and that's the reason why I didn't do so well with sub 2. That US, like Mike just pours out right now. That US not having that social security number, or a local bank account or local credit, yeah, it has been a huge problem for me. And that's why, okay, let me go through entrepreneurship and see how that's going to work out. And that really worked out well for me now. Hi, Denise, where are you joining us from?
Hi, Kemi. How are you doing? I'm from Toronto as well. Thank you for putting this together.
We have quite a lot of Torontonians in the house today.
Dennis.
Hey, Mike. Hi, Arun. 3. How are you doing?
Hey, Dennis. Good to see you, man.
Good. Hello.
Good to see you guys.
You're both right.
Hi, Sean. Where are you joining us from? Hey, Sean, are you on? Okay, I can see Sean.
Yeah, from Bancroft, Ontario.
Ooh, Ontario. All over the house. Hi, thanks for joining us. Then we have someone, Kubata Investments. Hi, Kubata Investments. Okay, so we just in 1 minute, we're gonna kickstart this. While I get my presentation.
Where are you based, Kemi? Where are you based?
Oh, sorry, I did that earlier. So I'm sitting in Edmonton right now. So we're not that popular on the map. So we're somewhere around the Western Canada, super cold. That's where we're based. So yeah, I'm based in Edmonton. I've lived in Edmonton for about 11 years now. Yeah, and it's been home. I had my kids here, my husband and my family. I'm currently in the office. So I have businesses, and I've done businesses in Edmonton at least in the last 9 years. So yeah, nice to meet everyone. That's why I love SUP too. Everybody just kind of network whenever they meet each other. And
yeah,
nice to meet you guys. So how long have you been in SUP too, Aaron?
I think me and my partner Shrikant, we are here from I think last year September, so probably 5-6 months now.
Oh, okay. So you're fairly new as well.
Kind of, yeah.
So how has it been going? Did you find deals? Were you able to do deals?
Yes.
Okay.
So yeah, recently I think Dennis is the person who knows about our recent deal. So we are closing a RV park on 1st of April of this month.
Oh my God.
That's our first RV park. We have other investment properties, single family homes, but RV park wise, this is our first RV park, and this is in the state of Texas. And yeah, that is seller financing, and yeah, we love the deal, and that's all because of Sub2 for sure. We're gonna give the credit to Sub2 for sure.
That's good. Congrats on the RV.
Congrats.
Thank you.
That's big boys league. That's the big league. And you, Denise, how long have you been in Sub2?
Yeah, I joined around June, July of last year as well. So yeah, I guess you could say fairly new as well.
And you did this with these guys?
No, I know, but we met at a few meetups. That's why I got to meet them, Arun and 3. But no, they're partners together. And congrats, guys! Since we last met, good job on that.
Yeah, congrats to you guys on that. That's huge.
Yeah, we haven't
So who
seen each other.
attended the Toronto meetup? Did you attend? Anyone here? Attend?
Yeah, that's where we all met. We've been meeting here quite a few times. So, yeah.
Okay, that's good. Yeah, really nice to meet you guys. It's 6:10 on my end, 8:10 or 5:10 on your end. So my name is Kemi. I'm an entrepreneur first and foremost, and also I am a specialist in immigration. So I've been licensed to practice immigration in Canada for the last 5 years. So, but I specialized in business immigration. So that kind of translates to what I'm doing with the US business visa right now. And that it's a huge opportunity that a lot of people don't know about, that they could actually use those US business visa without even moving completely, or you're afraid you don't want to take your whole family right now or prove them from Canada and go to the US. There are ways you could have access to both countries, and flexibility is what you need as an entrepreneur to be able to do it. And that's all you need, basically, to be able to do what you need to do in the US. And that's what I'm about to share. I'll have a presentation up, but I can as well, you can raise up your hand and ask me a question just to make things a little bit structured and organized. That's why we have the slide, or else I'm not a slide person. Trust me. So I have a company here in Canada that does immigration, like I said. Then we also have Ghost Pass Visa is a US business. We're a corporation, so this is a DBA under the corporation. The corporation also is a tech company, a global mobility company, and that's how I went to the US. That's how I got the US visa. So I'm on a visa called intra-company transfer, or otherwise known as L-1A visa. That gives me access to be able to get a US work visa that I'm able to take my business to the US, expand it in the US market, and also gives my family, my husband, my children, their own access to be able to come to the US with me. They get what we call L-2 visa. So my husband can work for any US employer. He gets an open work permit, while my children, because they are less than 21, can go to school in the US. So when you're looking at US business visa, you'll be looking at, is this right for you? Of course, for you to qualify for this type of visa, you have to be an entrepreneur or a founder, you are an executive of a company. So when you see Google, Meta, Microsoft, and bring people from India or bring people from Asia, they use all these type of visas to be able to bring them to the US. We know the popular one would be, it's we'd say it's H-1B. No, for those that are more senior roles or more executive role, they bring them through this pathway. And also from Canada, we have what we call TN visas, employment-based visas, where people get jobs in the US and the employer is able to actually apply under the trade agreement and move them. So they can do that. But for you as an entrepreneur, there are pathways for you that you can actually use to legally move yourself to the US. This session is not for job seekers, is not for passive investors. I know you guys are all real estate investors, but there are ways you could structure your businesses on both sides of the border and make it actually a more active business rather than just being a passive real estate investment. And this is not a quick visa scheme or anybody looking for a quick visa solution, but this is just for serious-minded entrepreneurs only. And when we talked about the options that we have, there's option of you investing in the US, an active business. Either you start one or you buy one or invest in one as a major investor. And also there's a path to a $0 expansion plan. And it doesn't have to involve you coming up with 100K, 500K, or EB5, $800,000 investment before you can get that. So you can use other ways that you have an existing business here in Canada to be able to move yourself to the US. And the first part, because I'm going to discuss two today, so you look at the option that you best felt like it's more suited to you. So we are going to be discussing L-1A visa, which I'm on currently, and also we're going to be discussing the E-2 visa. The L-1A, or what we call executive transfer, is a type of visa that allows you as owner of a foreign entity that is not in the US, a foreign entity. So meaning a Canadian company that you have a corporation, at least you must have a corporation in Canada for this to work. So it cannot be a sole proprietorship. So it has to be structured. And you have a CRA business number. Let me explain it that way. At least the business have been in existence in Canada for 1 year. So you must have been running the business, filing taxes as a Canadian company for 1 year for this to work. Then you will now have yourself transferred to a new US company as an executive of the US company. It could be set up as a branch. I know some of us have like real estate already. You have an LLC set up to buy your real estate deal. You now transfer yourself to the US company as an executive to go and establish the US business. So the purpose of this visa is to help you go and operate, set up the US entity, hire, whatever you needed to do to get that US business going. That is what this visa is for. And the length of the visa could be up to 7 years. After 7 years, you can't renew or extend it. That's the end. You have to restart again if you want to stay on that same visa or that same pathway. But this visa, what it does is you can use this as your pathway to your EB-1C, which is a green card pathway for executives. I will get into more detail with that. I don't know if you have questions, but I can keep going. Anyone with questions? None. Good. I love it. So the benefits of this L1 visa, do we have anyone that just joined? Okay, Dennis raises his hand.
Yeah, sorry, I just had a quick, I never heard of this one before, actually, the L1. I've heard of the E2. So if you own a Canadian company, you're saying for a minimum number of years, you can apply for this visa on what grounds? That you are going to set up a subsidiary of the Canadian company in US?
Absolutely. Correct. Just as simple as you just said.
So does this limit to any certain industries, or is it like can be any company or anything, or is it more specific to certain industries?
So for industries, I would not be subscribing to industries like, okay, more high risk businesses, like you say, oh, I'm going to set up a cannabis store.
No, I understand.
Shop stuff. Those high risk businesses, which Canada too will frown upon. The same type of businesses that is frowned upon in E2 is the same thing that will be frowned upon in L1. But if you have, let's say you have a Trans-Canada or international routes transportation company already in Canada, or a national transport company in Canada, you can expand it to the US. You have a manufacturing in Canada, you can expand it to the US. You have a small consulting firm in Canada, you can expand it to the US.
So if I have a small consulting firm in Canada, which is an engineering firm, like for 11, 12 years now, and say I can expand it to the US?
What type of consulting?
It's an engineering firm, engineering consulting,
You're a perfect candidate, actually.
Sorry?
I said you're a perfect candidate, actually.
So it's a corporation. It's been incorporated for more than 15 years. Like it's the business. So like it's a consulting company type basically. So that can be expanded to the US based on.
I would say even for my last approval, the client lives in Manitoba, and it does basically it just does consulting, Salesforce consulting, not like a Salesforce staff. He's working full-time with a bank in Winnipeg, but he does Salesforce consulting for a Toronto company, and that's it. He's the only employee in that company, and he got it.
Interesting. Okay,
Yeah.
good to know. Okay, thanks.
All right. All right. Any other question before we continue? Okay, perfect. So benefit of L-1A visa or L-1 visa, you'll be able to open and run a US office legally. So what does that mean? Right now, as Canadian, we thought we can do anything we want in the US. It's not reality. When you're on ground, you can easily go into the US because you have the passport and come back, but you cannot actually run a business. You can buy real estate, but you cannot actually file taxes and say, I'm the one running this business. You cannot issue W-2. You cannot do a lot of things that other US citizens or US residents can do. But when you get this visa, now you can do it. Now you've been given the opportunity to do that. So you can also bring your spouse. Your spouse will be on L2 visa, which is an open work visa that allows you and them and your children that are less than 21 years old to be able to attend school in the US. So those opportunities is already open to you. You can hire US employees, like I said. And then the beauty of this visa is one of those non-immigrant visa that allows you, sorry, is it Dennis I need to admit? Did he leave? I think somebody kind of needed to come back in. All right, so you can use this pathway to get to your green card as fast as possible. Is one of the fastest, actually. So why I said it's one of the fastest one is because from getting your L1 visa, once your company establishes its presence and is running for 1 year after your initial L1 visa approval, you'll be able to qualify for green card. As long as you can prove my company has filed taxes, we've hired US residents or US citizens that are working in the business, we have good cash flow, you'll qualify for EB1C. And this EB1C is not subject to visa quota or lottery or any form of restrictions, unlike other, even NIW, national interest waiver is subject to approval or is subject to quota or that is not subject to. This is just the direct pathway to bring that. And that you can only get, except you are like on a marriage visa, you can get this type of direct green card pathway from non-immigrant visa to green card through this program. Then for L1 visa, you don't have to actually put down money or put into a risky investment or any form of investment for you to be able to get it. Any question before I move forward? Okay, I think I'm sorry, I may not see your hand, but I think somebody kind of.
I did.
Okay, go ahead.
Elizabeth. The question is that your kids have to be under 21?
Yes, they have to be.
All right.
That's when they are
And
considered dependent.
how long will the EBC visa take to require?
Well, it all depends on the processing time that you choose. So the processing times for approval varies. Will go, like I will show you the website. You can even Google USCIS processing times. You would see and go and pick the location closest to you that they are processing your application. And then it will tell Texas Center is 6 months, is 8 months. But what I love about US, you have the option of paying what they call premium processing fee, $2,800. Then that takes you from the waiting for 6 months, 8 months processing for either it's L1 or E-2 visa or any of those type of application to 2 weeks of processing. So you can choose that. You get to choose that. If you want to pay more, then you get the premium processing time or not. It's you that you have to choose that.
So as a real estate investor in Canada, I have to license myself in Canada. It has to be operating within a year minimum before I can apply for such. Is that correct?
So you said you're a real estate investor. As a real estate investor alone, does not, because it's not considered an active business, or that you're putting your money at risk. That's the way they put it.
Okay.
So
that wouldn't work.
We'll get more deep into that, like looking for other strategies rather than just real estate. So you can structure yourself in such a way. And I'm only showing you, we're talking about 2 types of visas today. So I'm showing you one first, and then we talk about the next. Maybe that would be where you fit it. What is required for you when you're doing applying for L1 visa? You need to show a real operating business in Canada, meaning you have CRA number, you file taxes, you have T4s, you have NOAs to show you've been paid, pay stubs from Canadian company, you show your resume. Then he said, oh, engineering, consulting, then he needs to show me he's an engineer or an architect, or that he has actually domain expertise, or he has past education in that area, or he's a tech founder, or he founded a company, or he's a medical doctor. I'm working with a medical doctor right now that wants to also move, like he's a medical doctor, or he's a dentist, or physiotherapist. So it all depends on whatever you do. So you need to show, and very important when it comes to L1 visa, you must show you are an executive, or you are the manager, or the most senior person in the business, or you are a founder of that business. You are an entrepreneur, you are the founder, your name is showing on the articles of incorporation. Those are the things that they are looking for. That clear management role for you to be able to take on another very tasky role of going to the US to set up that company in the US. That's what they are looking for. So a typical profile doesn't have to be like grandeur, or the most, or a physicist, or somebody who had all the degrees and PhDs. No, it doesn't have to be. A regular Joe showing that they're an entrepreneur can do this. So I put in a profile here. Let's say you're making 15K months, consulting firm, you qualify. You're a real estate agent here in Canada, but you're showing that we are now going into US to set up our property management company. This is where, for real estate investors, this is one of the most, I would say, most strategic way of actually setting yourself up. So if you have an existing business in Canada, I don't know what it is that you're doing right now, or you have a property management company in Canada that is, maybe you're now licensed as a real estate agent as well in Canada. These are the ways. Or you're an investor in Canada, property management, providing solutions in property management, or any form of related to real estate. It could be you are a mortgage broker, but you have to present it in such a way that because those are the things that require licensing in the US, even in Canada. So you have to present it in such a way that you market for deals, or you look for deals, or you help people to be able to find or be a connector. So you have to bring in that real value that you're bringing to the US and US economy. You have to be able to show that when you're applying for this visa, bringing value to the US and US economy. That's all you need to show. And it could be structured in different ways. So when we work with clients, we get to know exactly where they are, what they're doing, and then look at other ways that they can be creatively put together their business plan. Because part of what we're going to do, proving in L1 visa, is actually show your business plan for that expansion. So if I'm expanding to Texas, I have Aaron shared that they have their typical. They have RV park in Texas. So he's not going to present to me for us to go to USCIS and say, oh, it's an RV park, that's why I'm moving there. No, you're going to show that you're providing affordable housing to US residents and US citizens, and you're the property company managing the business of providing affordable housing to US citizens. So it's just a bit of an example of how to structure it. So you are not just going off and saying, oh, I own 10 RV parks and that's using that to move to the US. That's a passive investment. You're not going to lose your money any day, anytime. But when you now say you set up Aaron LLC or Aaron Corporation, we're a real estate investment and property management company. We provide affordable housing to people in so part of Texas, and we manage couple of then we got contract. So your Canadian company will say, I got a contract from the US company to come and manage these investments, right? That's how it's going to be structured. Your Canadian company will say, I got this contract to start managing all these assets all over Texas or all over the US with this company, with these agreements that we have in hand to start doing that for the next 5 years. Do you get what I mean? So you have to be able to structure it in a very creative ways. You don't get flouted for, oh, it's just a passive investment you're coming to do. You're not a real businessman or you're not a real investor. Do I have a question before I move to the next slide? Okay, good. So the visa pathway for L1 and what I call the zero expansion, this is really good if you are an existing business owner, meaning you own a corporation in Canada. I don't know what your corporation is doing right now, so I don't want to preempt. You own a corporation, filing taxes, you're paid from that company. So you need to show I have a T4 from that company. You as an executive is being paid from that company. And this could be like, oh, I co-own, or I'm a partner, or I'm part owner, but at least you show proof that you're being paid, pay stubs, anything to show that your company in Canada is paying you. And L1 visa does not have a minimum investment requirement. So you don't have to say, I'm investing anything. No, you're just showing that when we get to the US, this is what we've done. We have an office, we have a lease agreement signed by landlord, a commercial landlord. You are expanding already, you're ready. All you need is this visa for me to start operating this business in the US. That's all you need to show. Then once you get the visa, you transfer yourself to the US and you're able to get your social security number. And all you need for you to be eligible for this is to show your Canadian company has been in existence for at least a year. And also you own or you are controlling a part of it. And at a strategic level, you have to go and run the US operation. So when people ask me this question, I decided to add this slide today. Okay, I get to the US, a brand new business. I need a pathway for me to get green card for those that want it. You don't have to have it. You're a Canadian, you really don't need to. Any value that US offers when it comes to passport wise, you have it already in Canada. But maybe economic wise, of course, that's the incentives for all of us here to go to the US. We want to deal with a 300 million market population compared to ability to be able to sell to 40 million people. So the strategy I tell people, when you get to the US and you already set up your company, all these businesses you're putting together, make sure you structure it in such a way, the company that takes you to the US, meaning the L1 visa, you have small other businesses you put into that company and structure it in such a way, you put it into that company that is making that company active, operating very well, bringing in businesses, hiring people, have business bank account, is filing taxes. That's the path to green card as fast as possible. Because when you set up the business, you get your L1, you get to the US, you didn't do anything much about it. Oh, I have my visa right now. You don't bother about it. Then it becomes a problem when you want to extend that visa or you want to apply for green card because it's now not running very well in the US. But how you can do it faster, your strategy to do it faster is to put other businesses under. You can find an active business that is already operating and maybe with employees buy them, acquire them, and put it into this business. So this business is on its own and running well. Any question on this? I may not be able to see the screen and share the slide at the same time, so you can feel free to unmute and ask question if you have one. Okay, I'll move on then. So when it comes to L1 visa, the timeline that we work with people with, initially, like we just did this call, like unexpected. I made that post early hours of yesterday and I forgot about it. And I couldn't even log in into that Facebook account until much later in the evening. But we do eligibility review within 2 to 4 max days with our clients. Then we structure, because if you don't have an existing corporation we could use in the US, we have to set up a brand new one, and that could take a week to 2 or 3 or 4 weeks, depending on when your EIN gets back. So that would determine how soon can we proceed. And I understand here that some of us already have an LLC or multiple LLC or even holding companies for our real estate company. Would that work? That may or may not work depending on what we see on the company that you have, existing company or existing businesses that you have set up in the US, because it depends on what they are doing right now. If they're just using them to just buy real estate asset, they may not work. But we need to show a company that is actually doing or is planning to do active business, meaning businesses that are dealing with customers every day, bringing money every day. So it can't just be a passive business that you collect rent on, And then when it comes to filing and processing L1 visa, if you're a Canadian citizen, you can actually get it approved same day at major or there are certain port of entry in Canada that have been assigned for L1 application. You can go there and get it approved the same day. And you can go with your whole family. Once they're done doing your interview, they'll go ahead and process you for biometrics, make the visa fee payments, and everybody gets the approval on the spot. Or otherwise, you can also send it in to the visa processing centers and mail the application in. US is still very much a paper-driven visa application processing. So it could be as thick as probably 4 inches thick of document that will be sent and mailed to them. So they would now process you from the processing center, depending on what you want or how you want it to go. That could be an option for you. To apply, like I said earlier, you can, once you get what the step is, set up the company in Canada. You already have your company in Canada. You set up your company in the US, and then you have your lease agreement. You get a lease from a landlord in whatever state you want to move to in the US, or you want to do business in the US. You have the lease agreement done. You have pictures of the office you're going to be using to set up the business. All this is required in the document document that you're going to put together, and then prepare for the interview. And then you attend the interview, which would be this time, if you're applying in person, or you go to the port of entry, they're going to interview you. And a couple of places that you can do that, let me show you. Here in Canada, these are the locations you can get it done on the same day. You could be there for an hour, for 2, depending on 3 hours. I don't know, depending on what's going on that day at each port of entry. So if you're in Ontario, you can do it in all these border crossings. If you're in BC, you can, any of this, you could do it. If you're in Alberta, that would be Coot Sweetgrass border crossing for those in Alberta. Or you could go to any of these airports, but you have to be showing that you're going into US. So you have a flight ticket to the US, or you are crossing through the border crossing that's when you can do this with your physical passport. If you have your family with you, you can be able to get this done on the same day. Before I go to E2, any question on the L1? Any question on the L1? Okay, in the absence of no question, I'll move
Hi.
forward.
Hey, Kevin. Thanks for sharing this. This is Vedant. I have a question.
Sure.
I have heard that running a company in Canada where there are no employees, or you're kind of the sole employee, it's so difficult to convince the immigration officers that who will take care of your existing business or your branch in Canada if you have very few minimal revenue, or you must have at least, let's say, someone says to make a better case, you need to have $500,000 or north of $1 million in revenue, or show at least 1 or 2 full-time hires or part-time hires so that they'll take place of local operations while you were setting up your branch in States.
Okay. Yeah. So I think before you joined, I mentioned one of my clients that recently got. He is the only employee. He's just a Salesforce consultant. He works full-time with a bank in Winnipeg, and he got it approved. And he was even saying he went to the Alberta one. He drove from Winnipeg down there, and he was even saying they didn't ask him much. They only just got the document from him, asked just a few questions, and that was it. So I understand that a lot of lawyers and immigration, all this, they put a lot of fear in people. Trust me, it is not this bad if you have a proper documentation with you.
Got it.
It's not that hard. And I always say, make sure you have a good, well-prepared document. They can easily read through, itemized. They can read through, they needed your business plan, they look at it, they need your list, they need your documents. And the way we do it is we put all your profile first as the applicant. Next, we put your Canadian company information, everything about the company, the articles, everything, CRA document, if you file taxes. Next, we put your US. And then next, we go to your business plan. We go to your organogram. If you have a pitch deck or marketing materials, wherever you add, we put it in there. Then we put the USCIS forms itself. If you have family members, your passports, your pages of your biodata page of your passports, that's the way it goes. And they're able to read through and see all that. It's not a question of if you have 10 employees in Canada or you have 20. The most important thing is ability to show I'm coming to US to add value to US economy.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Makes sense. So one more question. You mentioned that you got to have T4s. Now, let's say I might have T4 last year, but this year, just for the tax purposes, I'm going to withdraw most of the profits as dividend.
Okay.
So in
So
that
you
case,
don't have T4, no pay stuff from your current corporation.
correct. Or that's very minimal. The other is all drawn as dividend, and that's an ideal tax strategy, like with most of the shareholders or company owners do to save on taxes, because at company level you pay 12%, at personal level you pay very high.
So I know what I do is at least I pay myself minimum of 50 or 60,000 a year, so that it shows that I'm being employed by this company. So I mean my Canadian company. I understand the dividend factor, we do that just so that we don't pay so much taxes on ourselves. But just so that you don't, you still have that ability to be able to get certain benefits, even from Canada, shred and all of that. I make sure I put something into, like for me, into my TIF every year. So that could be a strategy you could look into for this tax year. I don't know how you're going to do that. Maybe that's something you should look. If this is your route, it doesn't have to be your route. Like I said, if L1 is your route, yes, you need to prove that. This company have actually hired you for minimum of 1 year in Canada, the one you founded. So yeah, so we need to show that for at least 2025 tax year to show that.
Got it. Right. Thanks.
You're welcome. Any other question before we move to E2? Okay, so we go on to E2 visa. So E2 visas are the most common, the most advertised, the most saturated. It's all over the internet. Move to the US through the E2 treaty visa. Of course, Canada is one of the countries that is part of the E2 treaty with the US. And this is an active investment, like I mentioned over and over. Your real estate business wouldn't just qualify you to be able to do this. So you have to be able to show that your business is hiring US, so US citizen, you are making money, you are running it like a gas station. I'm just using that as a typical example, or an accounting firm, or a bookkeeping firm, or a IT company, or a marketing agency, anything it could be. It doesn't have to be one particular industry, or you are an engineering company, or you do home service provider, or you are a pest control. It has to be a business where your money is at risk. So the E2 advantage is you get to own the business. So you cannot just invest and give money to people to run for you. You have to actively show up in the US and start operating and grow the business. And find the applications process too with E2 is quite fast, especially for Canadians. And the investment doesn't have to be, I know typically you see online, everybody says, oh, you have to invest 100,000, you have to invest this number, like put this, it all depends on the business. So if a business, you're getting it on a deal and the business is $50,000, and even the seller is giving you, we are all sub-2 students here, so we know how to get seller financing out of people. So, and then they decide to seller finance part of the business for you. So what you do is actually to move the money and show it in escrow. So on paper, that you're submitting for your visa, you're not showing that, oh, this business is financed 100%, I'm only putting 0 down. But the customer, the seller is showing actually, oh, we are selling it for 50,000. But you know, maybe 20,000, maybe 40,000, you're only putting 10,000 down of the business was actually financed. So that has to be structured with a two-sided kind of document to not show that your document, you're showing it basically that, oh, this business, I'm getting it for free, or I'm getting it $0 down. You can't show that. That won't work for E2 visa. So you have to be careful on that. Even if the seller did a separate agreement for you that you can pay out over time. So that money, you have to move it to the US. You have to show it in escrow that this money has been moved, meaning your money is at risk. This money you needed for the investment, you have to physically move that money from Canada account to a US account. Either you open it on any of the platforms that people get to open their accounts on in the US, any of the fintech, you can Mercury on all sorts of Wise. People use them to actually open a banking related, or I don't know if you're able to access any US bank right now, and then you get it, show them that the money is there, or the money is held in escrow for you with the lawyer that is closing the deal. And the path for E2 visa to green card is very, very almost non-existent. Let me put it out, it's non-existent. So there's none. But the thing about it, I need to still show the pros, is that you get 5 years and then you can just continue to extend it and roll it over every 5 years. But if you chose to now move to the green card side, then you have to look into EB5, which is a major investment. If you're investing in a city, you have to invest up to 800,000 and creating US jobs, or you can go into more rural and invest $500,000. So it depends on the type of business. Sometimes people start with E-2 visa and they are able to show over time that while they were running the E-2 business or they were acquiring more businesses, there is more than 800,000. So you can use that. Or you have to completely change and adjust your status to be able to qualify for EB1C and change your status completely different from where we started with to another one. So that's why E2 visa is just difficult for you to be able to get that straight. There's no straight pathway to green card. And EB2 national interest waiver is when you're able to show your innovation, you're able to show how extraordinary, that's part of what they call extraordinary green card, where you're able to show things that you have done that set you apart from anybody else. That there are all criteria to it, which I can't deal with right now because we're way over time. So E2 visa for Canadian entrepreneur, this is what you'll be able to get. You have to be, number one, for the requirement, you have to own minimum 50% of that business. So if you have a partner, I know Aaron here has a partner, or anyone have partner, you have to show that 50-50, you own 50-50 of the business. One person cannot own 49 and the other person own 49. So you have to structure the business you're doing or you're buying to show that. And then your money is going to be at risk, meaning a real business, not just buying real estate investments, a real business you want to start running, a property management company, you rented office, or you acquire a new business. So you can acquire a cash flowing or a franchise, or any other type of business, you can acquire one. And you're showing that it's going to be an active business. And of course, as a Canadian citizen, we qualify for that. And the step is you look for business, or you want to start a business. So you set up, you form the company, and then you show that you've put your money into the US. Maybe subject to getting your visa. I don't know if you're buying a business, you can put it in that clause and say subject to getting you approved. E2 visa, that's when the money will be released, just so you're careful on that. And then you submit your E2 petition, and once it's approved, you go, of course, you go and appear in person, and then be able to actually, in any of the consulates, in Canada would be where you're going to appear for your interview. Then you go to the US and just go and enjoy your life. And this is the benefit you get for E2 visa, when you, of course, your family, your children, your spouse, they can work. Children under 21 as well can go to school. So I know there is a kind of someone wants to say something. Okay, Elizabeth.
A question. Oh, damn it.
Okay.
Oh, I forgot. I will come back. Yeah, I'll come back. Sorry.
Yeah. Any other question on the E2 visa? This is where I
got it. I got it. Your fees. Let's say we have set up a business, we are a consultant or a management operational team, and we want to hire you. How does that work?
For me, I'll get there shortly.
Okay. All right. Just one. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, I know it's a little bit late, but we're going to round up shortly. E2 visa processing centers, these are the places where you could get this done. Either you're in Eastern Canada or you're in Western Canada, Toronto, Montreal, Vancouver, and Calgary. Those are the consulates where E2 visas applications are being processed for Canadians. And what we do here at GoPass is to help you to put together all the documents. We do all the eligibility, make sure you qualify, we help you to source for businesses. We work with brokers if that's your pathway to look for a business to invest in. We're all software students, so we know how to source for deals. So then also we help with business and basically structuring your business properly, either here in Canada as well as in the US, to make sure that your business is well structured for that smooth sailing process. We also facilitate professional business plans. If you want to do it yourself, absolutely. We help you to review it and make sure it's okay for us to use. And then the legal filing, we do it if we're sending it to visa office or you're going to, and then we do the interview prep with you, basically, to make sure that your path to getting approved is actually well put together. These are the things you'll be able to do. Of course, I don't need to explain it to you. We all know what you'll be able to do when you get to the US. And the comparison table between L1 visa. So I know there may be a question here. So if you have a question, let's address it now. L1 visa, you don't require an upfront investment. E2, 100% yes. You need to show that this, you're buying a business. You are starting a new one and you are putting your money in the US. You're starting your property management company. And these are the things that you've done. You've acquired an office, you need to show all of that. You've moved your money and you're going to hire 2 workers or in the next 6 months or something like, you need to show that part. Business plan, very key for both visas. The length for L1, you can see, is up to 7 years. E2 is 5 years and renewable 5 years. It could be 3 sometimes, it depends. If you goofed and you didn't do well with your business, they may not renew up to 5 years for you, but it could be up to 5 years. So those are the things that you can get done between either L1 or E2. Why L1 for a lot of Canadians is good is because you're not putting some money upfront for it. E2, you have to put some money upfront. So if you don't qualify for L1, you don't have existing business in Canada, your of course alternative would be an E2 visa, but don't nail yourself that you have to do the $100,000 investment. So don't let that be the cue for you to move forward. And these are some of the companies that we've supported, and we're still supporting quite a number of them to be able to make the move and make the jump to the US. So like Elizabeth asked, what's your fee or what do you charge to do this? Our fee right now is $9,000 US dollars. And this includes everything we help you with from beginning to the end. We don't charge billable hours. We don't do retainers. It's a flat fee. And this would help us to be able to support you for everything you needed to get done while you're doing your application from beginning end-to-end support. And additional fees you'll be looking at will be your visa fees. For L1 visa, you pay the I-129 petition fee, which is $1,385. And then you pay what they call fraud prevention fee. I don't think anybody is here that have like employees, like 500 employees. So we all still qualify for what they call small business owner. So our fraud prevention fee would not be $4,500, would be $500. And for those that are sending it to USCIS processing center, if you want premium processing for that process, you would pay $2,800 if you can go to the port of entry to apply. So those are like fees that you may consider putting together when you're working. So for the purpose of this, we decided to offer sub-2 members a 15% off for today, those that joined that would be interested in working with us. And for E2 visa is typical, you could see the application fee is the same for our fees, either L1 or E2 visas when we're working with clients. And this gives you more or less like a lifetime support to be able to help you through even after, not like redo your application or do an extension for you, but at least you'll be able to come to us with questions and be able to support you through any other question that you may have that it may not even be visa related. It could be business related or any other thing that you will need later, or maybe you want to add partners or bring in more business partners or managers, even people you hired yourself that you want to be able to bring them to the US. So this could be something that we would be able, this will be something we'll be able to support you with. So, any question on this? Okay. I didn't get any question. Amazing. All right. So since I didn't get any question, if you like for us to support you, please feel free to book a one-on-one. I've had a couple of people. I will still put the link in the chat. You can scan the QR code and book a one-on-one. You'll be able to speak with me directly. Nobody else will take your call except for me. And then we'll be able to see how we can support you. And there is no try and buy from us thing. This is purely what I do in the last 5 years. So we also do other countries, Portugal, we do Golden Visa in Dubai. Recently, we had a partner to be able to actually bring people through World Talent program to Portugal. So we do citizenship by investment in Caribbean. So it's something I do very well. We have office here in Edmonton as well as in San Francisco, and we are expanding across US in the next couple of months. So let me know if you have questions. I would love questions, so I'm not just kind of chatting away. Questions. At least we have about 5 to 10 more minutes to be able to take that.
So these are thanks, Kemi. Firstly, it was really a great presentation. Thanks for walking around about all the options we have over here, being Canadians. As a more specific question, Kemi, so probably we would reach out to you, probably book your strategy call, and then probably bring to your a specific scenario what we are currently in, and then probably we can go through it. But I just thought of saying thank you for taking time and presenting this stuff. It was really helpful. And
anytime, and your call is free. I don't take any money to do a strategy call with any clients, and we don't even have limits. Like, it's not like I'll take your call every day. It's not like there's a limit to when you can reach out. It could be WhatsApp message, it could be phone call. I still took a call around 11 my time. His time was like 1 a.m. on Toronto time yesterday. So you can reach out to me as long as I'm awake. I would be able to respond. So yeah, absolutely. Look forward to chat with you guys. So if you want to do a one-on-one, I know Rod is just joining. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Hi, Rod. Where are you joining us from?
I'm in Nevada, sitting in Nevada, but I'm from Vancouver.
Ooh, that's wonderful. It's so warm right now for you.
No, we're 6,500 square feet above sea level. It's pretty chilly.
Really interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice to meet you, Rod.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah, rounding up here, but absolutely, I would say, because for those that want to rewatch this, I'm recording it, so I'm gonna put it on the link hub so that people can rewatch, and you can book a meeting with me, and then we'll be able to walk you through whatever questions you may have, and then that's like custom to you. So that question will be custom to your business and what you thought help you needed to be able to actually make the move. Are you currently in US on a visitor visa or no?
Me?
But yes.
No, I'm just down. I'm just using my tourist visa right now.
So,
yeah, you know, the 6 months, right?
Yeah, I know. Okay. All right. So do you have a business in Canada or do you have businesses in the US?
I have a US LLC. My son is down here on a professional visa. I've been looking into the E-2. So yeah, I'll book a call. We can have a chat.
Absolutely. Looking forward to it. So any question? Oh, I think Elizabeth her hand is up and I didn't see that. Elizabeth?
That was an accident. I do apologize.
Oh, okay. So are you good with on your question now? Did I answer you? Elizabeth?
Yes, you did. Absolutely.
Okay.
I'm good.
Awesome.
Thank you.
So yeah, really wonderful to meet you all, guys. I didn't know this much Canadians are in the sub too.
Where are you, Kimmy?
I'm currently in Edmonton right now.
Oh, okay.
I'm in Edmonton right now. So yeah, I really, it's amazing to meet you guys and kind of get to know that a lot of Canadians are doing so much. Wonderful news from Aaron this night. That kind of gave me some hope to hear about the RV pack deal. So yeah, congratulations.
Thank you, Kimmy.
Thank you, Kimmy. Thank you for
Yeah,
that.
thank
Yeah,
you.
thank you very
for
much. That was a
everything.
great presentation.
Thank you so much. So I look
Sorry, I
forward
missed it.
to doing more of this and to see how we can help each other out.
Appreciate you. We'll be in touch.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much.
Bye.
Thank you.
Have a good evening.
Bye.
Thank you, Daniel.
Thank you. Good
Bye.
evening.